again, Miriam from the YMCA with another Floor Beginners Pilates workout. This is suitable for anyone who doesn't do much exercise or is new to Pilates and would like to learn some more about it. As always, take it at your own pace and modify anything that looks like you need to change it a little bit to suit your own body. Everybody's body is different, and sometimes even every day is different. So take it easy, but by all means challenge yourself as much as you would like to. It's always good to have a little towel or a small pillow to put under your head because we're lying on the floor a lot of the time, especially when we're on our side. So just make yourself comfortable, and we're going to start by bringing our knees to our chest. So come on down to the floor if you're not already there. Get your pillow behind your head. That's it. And just lie with your feet on the floor and your knees bent. Just look a little bit and make sure that your knees are level with your hips and your feet are just behind your knees. Hands on the floor. Let's start with our breathing and connecting with what we call our core. We often talk about the core muscles, and they're mainly the muscles of our abdominal cavity, particularly a big muscle that goes all the way round like a natural corset. It supports our lower back, and it's the muscle that works when we pull our belly in. So imagine that you're bracing your belly against somebody that's going to punch you. We don't stick our tummy out, by the way, we brace it by actually exhaling and squeezing it. Think of squeezing your hips together, and that's the same kind of action. It's the muscle that works as if we're trying to push the two sides of our pelvis together in the middle. So let's try that. Take a breath in first through your nose, and then breathe out and squeeze your hips together in the middle and feel that muscle switch on. Breathe in again and relax. Breathe out and squeeze the hips together. You'll feel the muscles of your bottom come into action as well to add to that squeezing effect, and that's quite okay. Breathe in again, expand your chest, and then breathe out and squeeze everything together. So your knees don't separate, by the way, as you squeeze together. You keep your knees aligned with your hips. That's how we activate these particular muscles to make them work the best. Let's try one more time. Big breath in, and then breathe out and squeeze. That's the way. Now breathe in and relax. Excellent work. Bring one knee to your chest and the other knee to your chest and give them just a gentle hug. You can hold behind your thighs if that's more comfortable, and just a little roll from side to side. And then we're going to expand on that. Take your arms wide and then let your knees roll gently towards me, trying to keep your shoulders level on the floor. If your knees only go a short distance each time, that's okay. The most important thing is to keep your shoulders flat on the floor. That way, it starts gently to warm up your tummy muscles that we're going to use a little bit more as we go through the class. So gently rolling knees from side to side, keeping your shoulders flat. To keep your shoulders flat, you'll find it helpful to press your belly down. So think about squeezing those hips together and keeping the belly braced, and that will help you keep your shoulders level while your knees swing gently from side to side. As you warm up, you might find that you're able to bring your knees closer towards me and lift up again, and then take them over to the other side. As you go further, as your knees come further towards me or away, you'll feel the muscles of your waist have to work a little bit harder to support your knees from going all the way over and yourself from rolling all the way over. We don't want that right now. We want to stay facing up with our shoulders level on the floor and just letting our knees go over and lift up, and then go the other side. Breathing evenly in and out out as we move. Helps to keep ourselves oxygenated, which is important. We don't want to turn blue. Lift up. So let's make this the last one. So the knees go away from me, just as far as you can, and then come back. Feet on the floor. And we're going to do some chest lifts here. Hands on the floor. Hands on either the floor or on your thighs, either one. Now you can either support your head with your hand if your neck is not all that strong or your head feels very heavy, and slide your hand up your thigh, or you may choose to tuck your chin, look at your knees, and lift your head a little bit while you're with your chin tucked as you reach up. Your choice. I'll start with my hand behind my head so you can see what that looks like, and then I'll alter. Think about this though, activating our belly muscles by pushing our navel down through our spine, remembering to squeeze the hips together. That means we work our butt cheeks as well. And think about the shoulders coming towards the hips rather than straining your neck up and reaching your chest, your shoulders up. We want to keep our shoulders away from our ears so that it's our belly muscles that are working to lift us up. Got the idea? I'm sure you have. Hands behind head, one hand behind head, other hand on your thighs. Let's take a big breath in. And then breathe out and slide your shoulders up towards your hips, reaching your hand up towards your knee. Breathe in as you come back down again. And we're going to go again. Excuse me. Breathe out, slide up, and breathe in, come back down. If you want to try, tuck your chin, look at your knees, breathe out, and move your ribs towards your hips. Remember, squeezing your hips together, and breathe in, relax back down. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, if you feel as though you're barely getting your shoulders up off the floor, don't worry. Everybody has to start somewhere and come back down. Now let's regroup and think about this again, and we might do a couple more. Think really hard about using your belly muscles and squeezing your hips together. Think about activating everything down here so that then it will feel as though your chest is just floating up towards the ceiling. Think about your chest floating up rather than your hands reaching forward. Because when you think about your hands reaching forward, you tend to scrunch your neck muscles and your shoulder muscles, and it's really not your belly that's working. That's what we want to work here. That's Pilates, is working our belly, not all these other muscles everywhere else. So let's try 2 more times. Support your head or just lift your chin and reach up, your choice. Here we go. Big breath in and then breathe out. Compress everything and let your chest float up. Breathe in. Last one. Support your head if you need to. Up we go. Exhale. Squeeze everything down here and breathe in and come back down. Excellent work. Let's move on and keep thinking about our ribs and hips connecting, but this time we're going to do it crossways. So we're now going to be working the muscles of our waist and side body, the oblique muscles. We're going to support our head again. So the hand closest to me, bring it behind your head, and the other arm's going to reach up and across. The same action of our tummy muscles, squeezing the hips together, pushing the hips together like we're trying to compress them together, and pressing the belly down, activating those firm muscles there. They might not feel very firm with your hand on them, but you'll know what I mean when you really compress those tummy muscles. Big breath in, take this hand across towards this hip. Now breathe out and reach across. Breathe in and come back, lie back down. Switch hands. Breathe in Now breathe out and reach across and back down. Switch hands one more time. Breathe out and reach across and down. Again, making sure we're not just using our shoulder muscles and punching them up. Keep your shoulders away from your ear. Think about rolling this rib towards that hip. Here we go. Exhale and pull the belly. Make the belly pull your arm across, not your shoulder muscles. Come on down. Let's do 2 more each side. I know you can do it. And again, if you only feel like you're lifting a short way, it doesn't matter. Make sure you feel that work in the tummy, pulling this rib towards this hip. Breathe in, breathe out, and reach. Breathe in, switch hands, breathe out, other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And lie down. Good work. Excellent work. Now we're going to bring knees to chest and give your tummy a little bit of a break. What we're going to do is try to keep our knees in a position that we call tabletop. That's where we have our knees straight above our hips. Try to make sure that your belly is braced here so that your lower back feels close to the floor. Here we really need to get our belly brace strong. Navel through to spine, hips compressed towards each other so that we've got full support for our lower back close to the floor and supporting our legs to stay up. If you're feeling work happening, if you're feeling tight in the hip crease here, bring your knees a little closer to you, but continue to work on strengthening your tummy muscles so that your legs are then supported. When we feel a lot of work and tightness in our hip crease, when our feet and knees are in this position, it means that our bellies are still getting strong and our hip flexor muscles are trying to do most of the work instead. As your tummy muscles get stronger, you'll find it easier to keep your knees directly over your hips, and that is because the tummy will support you at that point. So here, we're going to keep our knees in tabletop if we can. Bring them towards your chest and rest anytime you need to. But really try and keep working with me. Knees above hips. Have your knees a little bit touching. Not jammed together, but touching. Same as we've been doing before, we're going to try to reach towards our knees. Take a breath in, press your belly down and lift up and gently come down. Or you may choose to have your hands beside your knees here and reach towards your calf. As always, support your head if you need to, and keep your chin just a little bit tucked. That takes the pressure off your neck. So here we go, we can try lifting with our head supported by our hand, or we can try lifting with both hands besides our calf. Exhale and tuck our chin, keep looking at our knees. Good, let's just do 2 more here and then we'll move on. Lifting up and coming down, breathing out as we lift. Last one, breathing out and lower back down. Very good. Bring knees to chest and rest. Rest your tummy, rest your hip crease. Good. We're going to move on and work our lower bellies a little bit more now. We've mainly worked our upper abdominals here, apart from the squeeze that keeps our lower back safe to the floor. If you need to, you can lower your feet to the floor if you need to rest. But I'd like you to try bringing your knees up and keeping them up. Again, rest a little bit by bringing your knees towards your chest anytime you need to. But if you can, try to have your knees over your hips so that you feel a little bit of work happening just to hold your legs there in the lower part of your belly. So now what we're doing is lowering our foot to the floor, hinging at the hip, keeping our knee at about the same angle. So we're not bending our knee and tapping our toe to the floor like this. We're keeping our knee at the same angle that it is now and lowering our leg, hinging from the hip. Can you see the difference? So it's not like this, it's like this. We have to press our belly towards our spine to keep our lower back close to the floor so that it's harder to take our leg down to the floor. If we just bend our knee, that's working our leg muscles, which is okay, but it's not the work we want to do today. Let's try again. Now listen, we breathe in as we drop our leg and we breathe out to lift it up again. Breathe in, lower the other leg to the floor, breathe out and lift up. Here we go again. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In and out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do one more each side. We're doing well. Lift up and breathe in and breathe out. Very, very good. Now let's work onto our side. So just roll over onto your side. Adjust your pillow or your towel, whatever you've got. We're going to work our hips and bottom muscles now. Starting with some toe taps forward and back, a little bit like we just did. And again, we're going to concentrate on trying to keep the angle of our knee the same. So rather than just tapping our toe forwards and back, we're actually going to lift our leg up so our leg tips forward and back. See the difference? So I'm tapping my foot forward and back over the other foot rather than straightening and bending my knee. Alright, that's what we're aiming for. Let's go. So your hand, your bottom arm is stretched out towards me and your top hand is pressing on the floor. Hips are stacked on top of each other and your head is supported with your pillow or your towel. Here we go. Breathing out as we tap forward, breathing in as we tap back. Tapping forward and back. Forward and back. That's the way. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. If that breathing pattern is too quick, that's fine. Slow it down. Just breathe evenly. So you can breathe in, breathe out. That's okay. Now you might feel that your hip is starting to work a little bit here. That's good. But your bottom muscles are also working to take your leg forwards and back. And that's where we want the work to be. Just a few more. Good. And back again. Now, give that hip a little bit of a rest. Just lie there for a moment and take a few deep breaths. Then we're going to see if we can circle our knee just a little bit. So circling, just a few. And then we'll change and do a different exercise. Roll the other side and do the same thing. Just a few. That's it. And relax. Good job. Come on up. Bring your towel or your little pillow with you and swing over. Always what we do on one side, we need to do on the other side as well. So same thing, hand on the floor for stability, head relaxed, hips stacked on top of each other, so lying right on our side. Tapping forwards and back. So this foot, this top foot is tapping over the other foot. Tapping down all the way to the floor each time. Starting off gently like this and move slowly or quickly, whatever suits you, and allowing yourself to be aware of the work that's going on in your bottom as your foot goes forward and back. Breathing in and breathing out. Preventing yourself, by the way, from rolling forwards and back. So see how my hips are staying on top of each other? It's just my leg going forwards and back. I'm I'm not rolling forward and back with my whole body moving. No, just my leg. If that feels like that's enough for you, then stop. That's okay. Do what you can today. Each time we do these exercises, you'll be able to do a little bit more each time. All right, let's do just a few more. And relax and have a little bit of a rest. We'll do our leg circles again in a moment, but just take a moment to take a few deep breaths. Then we'll work some more. We've got some more exercises after this too. This is not the end. So now we're going to see if we can just circle our knee just a few times. And once again, we're going to use up just whatever juice is left in that bottom cheek. Bracing our belly still, but working our bottoms just a little bit as our legs go round in a gentle circle. That's it, just a few more. Starting to feel it in our gluteal muscles, our bottom muscles. One more and relax down. Very good work, excellent job. Whew. Now come on up, push yourself up onto your side or up to face down. Straighten this out, we won't need that for the moment. Come on up to hands and knees. If your wrists don't like being bent at this angle like this, you could make fists and have your hands resting on your fists instead. So your knees are under hips so that the lower half of your body is supported by your legs and the top half can be on your knuckles. Or you could have your hands flat on the floor. We're not going to be here a terribly long time, but yes, for a few minutes. So if your wrists get tired, turn your hands into fists instead and rest on your knuckles. Okay? Good. Using our belly muscles, we're going to curl our back up towards the ceiling. As we do in Pilates, we mobilize our spine as much as we can. Breathing out, pull your belly up and arch your back up like an angry cat. Then open your chest and push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Breathe out and pull your belly up as you arch it again. Then breathe in and open your chest and your bottom goes up towards the ceiling. Feel your tailbone lifting up towards the ceiling. Let's do several more. It's a great exercise both for our tummies and our back muscles. Good. If you need to take this easy, if you have lower back issues, then by all means take this easy and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll tuck my shirt in so you can see what's happening. Keep your spine in a more neutral position. If you don't have lower back issues, keep doing what we were just doing. We call it cat and cow. So this is like a sway-backed old cow and this is like an angry cat. So keep going there if you don't have lower back issues and your back is comfortable doing those exercises. If you have lower back issues, then you can exercise the same muscles but not make such exaggerated movements. Here we breathe out and compress our belly up, so we lift our belly up, and then we breathe in and squeeze our shoulder blades together and push your chest forward ever so gently. Breathe out again and compress your belly up. Breathe in and squeeze your shoulder blades so that you lift your chest. That way you're still exercising the muscles of your back as you squeeze your shoulder blades together, and you're still exercising your tummy muscles as you squeeze your belly, so thinking your navel through to your spine without making such exaggerated movements. So back to our cat and cow if you can. And if your wrists are getting sore, remember, make them into fists and come onto your knuckles. Last couple. Breathe out, arch up, and breathe in, open your chest and your tailbone goes up to the ceiling. Let's do one more. Inhaling here, inhaling here. Big breath in, open the chest. Very good. If you can, sit back a bit on your heels and let's roll our wrists around. Give them a break. Roll our wrists both directions. If you can, kneel up, but that's fine. If you're here, that's okay. Just give your wrists a shake and your hands a little shake. We're just going to do one more exercise with on our hands and knees. And then we'll change and go onto our back again. Give your wrists a shake. Form them into fists. Come onto your knuckles. That's it. And we're going to do some more toe taps, but this time tapping forward and back. Or back rather, and just coming back to neutral. Leg closest to me is going to slide out and tap your foot down to the floor and then bring it back in. Brace your belly as you do this. So contract the belly, navel through to your spine. Spine stays in a neutral position. And you're just going to breathe in as you push your foot back behind you, and then breathe out as you draw your knee back under you so that your knees are next to each other once again. Inhale and tap back. Exhale and come back in. Inhale to tap out, and exhale, draw back in. Notice that I'm looking straight down at the floor so that the back of my neck is level with my spine. I'm not straining my head up, and I'm not letting it sink down either. Inhale to tap back. Exhale, knee to floor. Inhale, tapping back the other leg. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, tap back. Exhale, knee to floor. Inhale, tap back. Exhale, knee to floor. One more each side. Tap back, together, tap back, together. Excellent work. Come back onto our back again. One more time. That's it. Good job. Knees level with hips again. We're simply going to do a little bit of work for our upper back, stretching our arms out. Just a few, and then we'll finish. So lift the arm closest to me up, and if you can, take it over behind you, your head. Lift up again and lower. Other side, lift up and back. Lift up and lower down to the floor. Here we're going to see if we can lift both arms up, face towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and we're going to see if we can reach up towards the ceiling. Once again, reaching the arms up. Keep your head on the floor, just reach your arms up and then relax them back down. If you like, you could start with your elbows bent, so your elbows are on the floor, and then straighten your arms and reach up. And if you want to, another option is just to take one arm up at a time. But I'd like you to try both arms at the same time. This will use our chest muscles and then open our muscles behind our shoulder blades as we come down. Let's try again. Breathe in and then breathe out. Reach your arms towards the ceiling. Breathe in and lower them back down. A few more. Keep your head on the floor and your feet on the floor. Reach up and down. And you may feel muscles across your chest working, but you may feel your tummy muscles working too. As you breathe out and reach your fingers towards the ceiling, you can feel muscles all down your front working. Let's do a couple more. Breathe out and reach up. Breathe in and lower down. Last one. Exhale and inhale, come down. Well done. Hands to the floor, and we'll just finish with a few pelvic curls just to stretch out. Big breath in and breathe out, and lower your belly, squeeze all the air out, push your belly down, let your bottom just lift a little bit off the floor and come back down. Similar movement when we were on our hands and knees doing our cat and cow stretches. Remember? Same kind of movement on our back. Just a couple more. Breathe in and then breathe out. Breathe in and relax. Breathe out. And breathe in once again. Good work. Well done. Just relax there. Take a break. Thank you for joining me again, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.